This is the Planet Reigate podcast.
Hello, I'm Peter Stewart, and this week, this is how we're reflecting and celebrating our love of life around here. My guest, Katie Beth, has been running Inner Art, with art tuition, clubs and classes in Reigate for children and adults of all abilities since 2017. I've been along to her studios on Somerset Road just before she shut up shop and moved. Yeah? You haven't heard she's moved? I've got details later. Plus, in the news this week, what Sir Keir Starmer's old school has said about his new job. A 2-day strike by healthcare assistants at East Surrey Hospital this past week. I'll explain what's been going on. A driving instructor says he's on a one-man crusade to fix the roads around Redhill Aerodrome Driving Test Centre. I'll explain more a little bit later on. Plus, an appeal to save, a pub in Nutfield. A new cafe's opened at Redhill Aerodrome, I'll give you the details. 2 new restaurants have opened in Reigate, but a cafe in Woodhatch has closed. A special place at the Belfry for local content creators. And you could win shopping vouchers. Plans to improve a local pedestrian tunnel. Thanks for last weekend's litter pickup in Reigate. A new choir is starting up in September. I'll give you the details later in this week's show, and why it's different. And a community group is making wall hangings for a local church, and you could get involved. Plus, it's been wet and it's been cold so far in July, hasn't it? We got the local weather stats. Plus, have you heard what's going to be happening on Linkfield Lane? If you haven't, details coming your way soon. In sport, we feature a local softball cricket team and Royal Earlswood FC. Old Reigatians Rugby Club is celebrating success out of season, and an update on a local charity football match as well. Of course, we've got the good time guide of events across the area, across the week, Planet Reigate Stars from Redhill, and our 60-second Soundscape before we go at the end of the show this week. Well, last week we were at a church in Reigate, this week at St Michael's in Betchworth at noon, with coal tit, blue tit, and great tits.
This is the Planet Reigate podcast with Peter Stewart.
And we'll continue now with our postbag, because it's always really great to hear from you and your comments and letters. Well, not so much letters, more emails or posts to me on social media. Like Maggie got in touch with me in the week and said, "Hi Peter, thanks so much for the lovely plug you gave us and for the heads up that you were including us in this week's podcast. Also, thanks for the plug for the Gatton Country Fair." Yeah, Maggie is from the Gatton Community Theatre, which I mentioned last week, which has some events going on at the moment. You'll probably remember they've got that kind of touring production all around the Gatton estate that you can go and watch, written by one of their members, and all sorts of things going on there. So hopefully we'll get down there myself in the coming week. And also the Gatton Country Fair, that was last weekend. Oh dear, what terrible weather it was for any fairs and fetes and events that you had on last week. Actually, I was outside of the area and I was emceeing a huge Cancer Research UK sponsored event, which went from essentially 9 in the morning till 9 at night, up in the Midlands, and there was all sorts of heavens being opened as that was going on. But we got through it and raised a significant amount for Cancer Research UK up there. So hopefully you were able to raise money for your funds, whatever it was that you were involved in or went along to last weekend in this neck of the woods. Maybe you went to Raycommon Rayfest. They said we tend to take a moment to appreciate our incredible sponsors: Halliwell Marks, Puddle Ducks HQ, Aptus Technology, and also the Planet Reigate podcast. They said, "Thank you for making Rayfest possible this year. We couldn't do it without you." So thanks very much indeed, guys, for that. And also, did I mention this before? A message from Sally Pet's Dog Rescue on social, who said simply, "We love your podcast." And also Catherine, who bought us a coffee. She says, "Thank you for all your good work." Emma says, "Thank you so much. It's wonderful." And Nick mentioned, "Love the podcast and how you've set everything up. It's all very, very impressive." Well, we just mentioned all sorts of events which happened last week. Now let's mention all sorts of events which are happening this weekend in our Good Time Guides.
The Good Time Guide. Things to do and places to go on the Planet Reigate podcast.
And if you want to mention for your event, let us know about it. Fill out the form you'll find at the Planet Reigate podcast. Give us a couple of weeks' notice so we can get it incorporated in the scripts and produce it. And also, you can get more mentions and early mentions to get those early ticket sales with one of our Planet Reigate supporters packages. You can ask me for more information. Hello at theplanetregatepodcast.com. Well, of course, we'll start off with Friday, and indeed across the weekend, it is, of course, the Pub in the Park in Reigate. All sorts of musicians taking part. Friday night, it's Sam Ryder, The Blue Tones, Modern Love and Cellar Door. Saturday afternoon, it's Melanie C., Levi Roots. And Saturday evening, it's McFly. And Sunday, Gabrielle, Scouting for Girls, the Hoosiers, and the Jay Rayner Sextet. Plus, of course, all sorts of pubs and restaurants and chefs taking part, including Tom Kerridge, Andy Oliver, Simon Rimmer, Jay Rayner, Matt Tebbert, Candice Brown, DJ Barbecue and Chops, and Becky XL as well. Over 40 dishes across 10 restaurants. And also something which is new this year, they're delighted to introduce their homegrown area filled with fantastic homegrown talent from the Planet Reigate area. So 6 amazing local businesses joining them this year to celebrate all things local. For example, Crumbs Brewery, the local brewery who take loaves that would otherwise go unsold from their local bakery and turn them into beer, as you probably know. Nissau, a local Cypriot restaurant who partner with local independent vendors and make everything fresh in their restaurant. At the show, they'll be sharing tasty samples. The Vine King Wine Merchants, the award-winning independent wine merchants in Surrey, founded in Reigate, as you know, with almost 2 decades of sourcing, selling and delivering delicious wines from around the world. Hurt Liqueur, local liqueur made from the locally sourced Hurt berry. This intricately crafted liqueur is a unique, versatile complement to add to your favourite sparkling wines and gins. Talking of which, Bats Hill Gin, local distillery who make award-winning spirits at their micro-distillery located on Brightleaf Farm in Outwood. And these guys who we mentioned a couple of 3 weeks ago, Urban Sips. Yes, a new business founded in Reigate. Urban Sips creates cocktails in a can, inspired by iconic locations around the globe. So it's not too late. You can still buy your tickets for Friday, Saturday and Sunday. And as I say, get to go along and enjoy the work not only of those various chefs, some of our local vendors, and also the music of Sam Ryder, McFly, Mel C, Gabrielle, and much, much more beside. If you're going along, maybe see you there. Also on Saturday, come and join us at Merston Movies. They're going to be screening The Little Mermaid, which is rated PG. Now, they're going to be opening their doors a little earlier for the family-friendly screening at 4 p.m. The film starting at 4:30. You can book your tickets on 01737 33 3461. Refreshments will be available before the film starts and during the interval. Adult tickets then, £4, children £2, and they do say it's not a plush cinema experience, that's why the tickets are so cheap, but it is happening on your doorstep. But you may want to take a cushion along. Oh, by the way, they only take cash. So be aware of that. That sounds great, doesn't it? So if you want to go along, it's The Little Mermaids, and it's all going to be happening at the Merston Community Hub on Saturday afternoon. Reigate Caves have got an open day on Saturday, regatecaves.org.uk, to book and for prices as well. Now, Sunday the 14th of July, this coming Sunday, is Ride Reigate. Not Run Reigate, but it's the offshoot of that. Big day in the local sporting calendar, as you know, with a route choice for all the family. This event is a firm favourite on the cycling calendar for riders of all abilities. There's the 100k, the 50k, the 25k as well, with various routes obviously around Reigate, then down to Woodhatch and White Bushes, Burstow and Copthorne, and then Worth, Turners Hill, Ardingly, a picture picturing this, then Lindfield, Wivelsfield, almost as far as Plumpton Green before the return run, coming through Chailey, Sharpthorne, Turners Hill, Crawley, and then Smallfield, Outwood, White Bushes and Earlswood. You can probably picture that on a map in your mind's eye. That sounds a huge loop, doesn't it? Now, you're probably thinking to yourself, I'd like to go and see this. Local vantage points. I've done the research for you, so you can watch the various races. So I won't go through the whole route, but this is where it's going down and back in our neck of the woods. The cyclists will be leaving Reigate College, then going down Rushworth Road, past the Town Hall, down Church Street, the High Street and West Street. The route then takes them down Flanchford Road, Clayhall Lane, Slipsatch Road and Price's Lane to the bottom of Cockshot Hill at Woodhatch, and then past the lakes, Maple and Three Arch Road, Mason's Bridge Road down to Axe's Lane. And then, as I say, further on, depending on which route they're doing, but further on down into Surrey and into Sussex as well. Now, on the return trip, they come back up Three Arch Road and then the A23 and then past St John's, over the Common to Shaw's Corner, and then the A25 to Croydon Road and back down Rushworth Road as well. So, if you want to go out and see some of them taking part, that is the route that you should be interested in. And as I say, it's all happening on this coming Sunday. As is this. Afternoon tea. I haven't mispronounced it. Not afternoon tea, but afternoon tea. Create your own masterpiece with local artist Gary Andrews, followed by an indulgent, quintessentially British afternoon tea in the tranquility of the beautiful manor house and grounds of the Stanhill Court Hotel at Charlwood. As a rival tea, coffee and pastries, a glass of Prosecco and soft drink. Art supplies and equipment included, and it's a 3-hour led art class. Sunday the 14th, £75 a person if you're interested in that. Brockham Green Nursery have a duck race on Sunday at 3 p.m, £2 a duck, first prize £100. Tickets on sale from Chitty's, the Spa, Strood Green Shop and the Reading Rooms. And you can buy your corporate and family ducks available for £25. More information, please email brockhamnurseryfundraising@gmail.com for more information. The Bell in Reigate has music every Thursday and Sunday at the moment in their beer garden. And currently what's going to be going on, the 14th of July, the Charlie Cooper rock covers from 3:30. And as I've got it right in front of me, let's tell you what's going to be happening on the 18th of July as well. It's a country night with Barney at 7:30. So there you go, all sorts of things which are happening right across the area, right across the weekend of Reigate, Redhill and Merstham, Buckland, Betchworth and Brockham, and all places, towns and villages in RH 1, 2 and 3. And you heard about it on the Planet Reigate podcast.
Planet Reigate is the North Downs Way and the Pilgrim's Way. And this is the Planet Reigate podcast.
Loads still to come. We've got some news and sport and weather and travel, some important travel news to bring you. And also our 60-second soundscape before we go at the end of the show. All that in this week's episode. And we've got so much more in our archive shows as well. For example, more about the open air theatre in Reigate this summer in episode 32. So if you want to go back and listen to that, you'll find it in your favourite podcast app. And also on or via our website, which is the planetreigate.podcast.com. And if you'd like to support the Planet Reigate podcast, because it is absolutely free, you can do that quickly and easily on your phone. If you go to buymeacoffee.com/the Planet Reigate podcast, you can send me the cost of a cup of coffee to help me continue. So do that on the phone, and it's really, really easy. buymeacoffee.com/the Planet Reigate podcast. Katie Beth has been running Inner Art with art tuition clubs and classes in Reigate for children and adults of all abilities since 2017. I've been along to her studios on Somerset Road just before she shut up shop and moved. Yeah, if you haven't heard, Inner Art no longer on Somerset Road. It's moved to another part of the Planet Reigate area. But we'll hear more about that and the location and how you can get in touch with her and how you can continue or even start up your classes a little bit later on. But first of all, as I say, I went around the old location and heard more about Inner Art and Katie Beth herself. Somerset Road, and you've probably seen the bright red awning and sign for Inner Art as you travel up Somerset Road, just beside the nursery, not far from the pub at the end of the road as well. Before you go up the hill, Inner Art is on the right-hand side. Katie Beth is the lady behind it. Shall we go in and you can tell me all about it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay, so lead the way. And in we come, all sorts of people doing arty things inside here.
We're all set up at the moment. We've got a busy week this week because our homeschool students are finishing their preparation ready for their art exams.
And it looks fantastically messy. I mean that in a lovely way. When I say messy, I mean there are paint splatters, there are things on the walls, there are pin boards, there's lots of arty things hanging from the ceiling and so on. It looks fantastic.
It really does feel like home, actually. We've been here 3 years now, and it's just sort of become a little space where we can be creative and learn and get together as a community.
When you say space, I'm just looking over the shoulder of someone here. Is that a spaceman's helmet that's been drawn here?
Yeah, I mean, this is a really interesting project. It's about space, and Ava May's been working on it.
Okay, and this is part of exam work, yeah?
Yeah, so they've had this period of preparation where they develop their project, and then next week the art exam is 10 hours long. It's over 2 days, and that will be where they create their final piece.
I'm loving the blue sofa. Let's sit down on the blue sofa. Oh, I'm about to collide with various parrots hanging from the ceiling. Let's talk a little bit, Katie, about how you got started, because a lot of people will know you, will know the shop, will have seen the shop, or studio, I suppose it is, really, rather than shop, isn't it?
Yeah. This sofa we're sitting on actually is part of its history, because when I first set up in our old studio, I spotted it on eBay and it was very, very cheap. It is a Chesterfield, but ancient. So I was so excited to make this purchase, and it arrived, but it was absolutely filthy and torn. So I spent a long time lovingly repairing it, and it's followed us to our new space, which that's where we are at the moment. So it was about 7 years ago when I was working in secondary schools and sixth form, and I was doing art tutoring as well. And as I noticed how many students were part of the mainstream schooling system and how little attention each were receiving by being part of such big classes, sometimes it was over a class of 30, I wanted to set up something separately. So that's when I set up Inner Art, and that was a one-to-one tuition, and then we built around that with art clubs, art classes for adults, and holiday workshops too. When we were really blessed by so many supportive parents and their students and adults, that's when we started to grow a little bit. And I had tutor friends, art teachers who I'd been on various art departments with, and we got together and collaborated from there.
Fantastic. It's gone from strength to strength.
Yeah, it's been a wonderful journey.
But you're looking at moving.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll come to that a little bit later on, because that'll be a nice way to finish our chat and so on. Right, okay, so let's get up again and let's move around, and you can tell me what kinds of things that you do here. So obviously the painting, but painting's a broad brush stroke, if you excuse the pun, because there's more to painting than just painting, isn't there?
Yeah.
There's the different paints you use, and also what you paint on.
Yeah, I think you almost answered it there.
Well, thank you very much for joining me.
So we use watercolours, acrylics, oil paints, and we also do some printing techniques. And a lot of the work we do stems from observational drawing and looking at the things around us, sometimes in nature.
Oh, all of these props here that you've got up on the shelves and so on, as well as the bowl of daffodils and such like.
Yeah, just love these shelves. They're made from scaffolding planks, but inside each little shelf are all our collections of still life objects that sort of change daily almost as we bring things in. We get inspiration from the outdoors or current events, and the students themselves bring lots of inspiration with all their weird and wonderful ideas and the things that they actually want to take from their dreams and imaginations into something that's real. We try to cover a broad spectrum so that we do work from real life, we do learn skills, we learn techniques, we learn traditional art skills, but also we enhance that with our own personal journey or the things that we are inspired by and the things that we love.
And what's your niche?
I am an oil painter and I love drawing people. I like landscapes. I've got my own little art studio set up, and that's a different location. It's just where my world is, really.
We're going down to the back of the studio area now.
Yeah.
In fact, this is one of your works, isn't it?
Yeah.
Over the door into the storeroom.
Yeah, I mean that store cup's packed with art materials in there. But yeah, above it, it's what road is that called? It's the one with the colourful houses that everybody knows in Reigate.
Yeah, so it's just the start of Flanchford Road, isn't
That's
it?
it, yeah. And so I made this painting as a commission for Gabby, who runs the Porsche. Used to live in one of those little houses along there.
And on our left-hand side, we've got some. Again, it's a generic term, but it's probably another more specific one. I would say pottery. Is that correct?
Well, we call it ceramics, but again, you can interchange those words, no problem. There's all kinds of creations here. We've got pinch pots. We've got some German ale mugs here that were created today by Alex. Sort of little mini Stonehenge replica. This one I call a pair of fennel because they're just two pieces of fennel sitting next to each other. I love the seahorse. That's got some gorgeous coral colours on there. Some, again, reds and pinks, my favourite colour combo. Some rabbits. I could go on. So our children's art clubs start from age 6, adult classes as well. Retirees come.
So it's tuition, but also it's having a good time and getting your hands dirty.
Yeah, I mean, clay is hands-on.
Well, let's go back because I wanted to have a few words with Emerald, who's here. She's one of the students who's learning a little bit more. Let's just eavesdrop a little bit. I say let's eavesdrop, and as soon as I say that, it goes quiet.
No, we were just talking, we're preparing Emerald's final piece that she's going to do in her GCSE, so we're making design decisions.
Emerald, let me lean over and be careful not to get some pink paint on my clothes. What are you doing here?
So I'm preparing for my final piece. I have been inspired by Hunderwasser, the artist, and also Blackadder. And I've chosen my theme, which is garden, for my project in general. I have experimented with smashing flowers.
Oh, okay. So when you say, let me move round a little bit. When you say smashing flowers, I don't quite understand. What is that? Literally smashing flowers?
Yeah, so onto a page, into my sketchbook. I've hammered it onto the paper.
Okay.
Really to create the effect, see what happens.
So you're getting the colours of that flower which is coming out onto the white paper, yeah?
Yeah, so I wasn't sure how vibrant the colours would be or even if it would really work. And I've even gone as far as to make dyes with my flowers that I used, to paint with those dyes and create the flowers that I have made the dyes from.
Okay, I loving that. Do you submit all of this?
Yes, so I have another portfolio. I am basically given a series of themes that I can choose from, and I chose garden. And so this portfolio is just filled with different kinds of garden work.
And do you just submit this and walk away, or do you have to go through it with someone and explain what your thinking was and what you managed to do?
So I submit it to Katie Beth over there, and she goes through it and marks it for me. I have come up with all of these ideas with my amazing tutor, Kirsten, who has definitely been an amazing support to me, and I couldn't have done it without her. Or the team at Inner Art here. Katie Beth has been absolutely amazing. I have some special access requirement that I need for my exam, and Katie Beth has been phenomenal in making sure that the centre knows about this and finding all different ways to help me through my exam.
What do you want to go on and do? Is this something that you aspire to do as a career, or is it just a passionate kind of hobby? I appreciate you're taking an exam, but what do you want to do?
I want to be a neurosurgeon. So this is kind of, well, it is actually quite connected to surgery.
I was just going to say, there is a link there, isn't there?
It has to have a lot of precision. Obviously, my artwork isn't very precise, but I really enjoy the freedom of it and Kirsten, my tutor especially, encourages me to be as free with it as possible, to explore all of my opportunities. And I really appreciate that because I'm quite a perfectionist, and Kirsten really helps me to explore and to use all of my different abilities.
And also I'm thinking, you with your knowledge and interest about the brain and art, I'm almost thinking that as you're creating art, there are parts of your brain which are growing, which are being kind of woken up, inspired, as you're thinking of different concepts.
Definitely. It's definitely something that you really need to use your brain for. I know you need to use your brain for everything, but you need to be able to think outside of the box and really choose things that maybe other people wouldn't even think about or may even think impossible, and really explore that. And maybe it is impossible, but maybe you can't do it. But even so, you need to try and you need to explore different methods, different techniques, and eventually you will create something. It may be not the thing that you originally wanted to create, but it is art. Art can be whatever you want it to be. Here, I really feel I can be myself and I can be free and I can explore all of my different abilities.
Wow, that's brilliant. Thank you so much. And thank you as well for letting me come over and interrupt your tuition. That sounded great, didn't it?
It did. I think that was. It's really nice to hear Emerald describe that because, yeah, she's definitely got a great way with words, and that comes across in her annotation in her sketchbook as well. She's brilliant at explaining her ideas.
So why are you moving? What's going on?
So we've actually got a new location in mind, and I love nature, I love the outdoors, and this new location is set in some woodland, and it's got amazing oak trees, and it's got a wild field next to it, and it's set in a garden, and I just can't wait to be closer to nature. It's a stable conversion. So we've just had some skylights put in, so the light's beautiful. And yeah, that's sort of work in progress at the moment, getting started on a new project, which I'm looking forward to sharing more as it all unfolds.
And that's going to be inspiring for people in a different way, isn't it?
Yeah, this is really exciting, and hopefully that will be a new sort of point of inspiration for people coming to us.
What does creativity do for you?
Because I've drawn and created ever since I could hold a pencil, it's sort of been a bit of a lifeline for me. And personally, whenever I've had ups and downs and all kinds, life is broad and varied and you have different experiences. It's always been something that I've come back to as a constant, and that's sort of why I've always had this idea to share it with other people through art tuition, because I want everybody to be able to have that, something that they can come to in times of need or in times when you're very happy and you're just sort of excelling and want a different way to express yourself.
It was really lovely to go down there to Somerset Road and Inner Art and speak with Katie Beth. And wasn't Scarlett absolutely fantastic? And her work that she was producing there was equally brilliant as well. So, as I say, they have moved. They are no longer Somerset Road. Not the first time they've moved, actually. The first Inner Art studio opened back in 2017. It was tucked away, I don't know whether you remember this, on West Street in Reigate. They actually called it the Hutch. It was so small. They had surprisingly low ceilings and lots of woodlice, apparently, and the Somerset Road location. And now, ladies and gentlemen, they're at Roundwood Lodge, Horse Hill. So that's kind of partway between Reigate and Hawley. It's RH6. So just to give you an idea about kind of whereabouts it is, they are a little bit tucked away. So if you go down the Reigate Road towards Hookwood, and then you pass those various fields on the left-hand side, and then there's the Jehovah's Witness Kingdom Hall, yeah, just opposite that. And I'm hard-pressed to imagine where this road is. I can't picture it. And I've been up and down that road, as you probably have, hundreds, thousands of times over the years. Just opposite the Jehovah's Witnesses, on the right-hand side then, Crutchfield Lane. Now, you turn right up there. It's quite a way up there, but essentially that's where it is. There are inevitably other ways that you can get to their location, but if you look them up, Roundwood Lodge, Horse Hill. I've seen a few of their photographs from Katie Beth on social media over the last week as they've been moving in and getting it all shipshape. and it looks superb. I mean, it's going to bring another kind of vibe to the art that they produce. Fantastic being on a kind of residential road. It was an unusual location, wasn't it, on Somerset Road? But being there amongst the tranquility of the woods and the greenery and the open space and the countryside and so on, I think that's going to kind of bring a different vibe to what is produced. But look them up if you're interested in what Katie Beth was saying. Really inspiring chat. Lovely lady. Roundwood Lodge, Horse Hill, and all their details, of course, on social media, how you can get in touch. Inner Art Studios.
The Belfry Shopping Centre, Redhill. Ditch the click for hassle-free local shopping in a welcoming environment. See, touch, smell and try before you buy, and speak to real people who can advise you. The Belfry Shopping Centre, Redhill. Woodlands Lettings, connecting landlords with tenants for over 20 years. If you have a property to let, pop into our office on Station Road by the Belfry main entrance for a coffee and a chat. Or call 01737 372 797.
Our news, sport, weather and travel sequence coming up now. Also, still to come before we go at the end of the show, our 60-second soundscape. Also going to be telling you about some summer clubs. So if you've got a youngster in your family and you need to occupy their time over the course of the summer holidays, then details on the way about various events and clubs and courses that they can get involved with. And also Planet Reigate Stars and our second round of the Good Time Guide, Monday through next Saturday across the Planet Reigate area. But first of all, as I say, here's our new sequence. Reigate Grammar School said this week that they are proud to congratulate Old Reigatian, you know who I'm going to say, Sir Keir Starmer, on becoming the new Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. They said Sir Keir's dedication and achievements are an inspiration to our community. We wish him every success in his new role. And they said, a very promising boy, according to his school report when he was there. And they went on, we wish success for him and our country. We stand ready to work in partnership to improve access to great education for all children, especially the most vulnerable. Sir Keir lived in Oxted and went to RGS before it was a fee-paying school. No immediate comment from the school on the new government's plans to end the VAT exemption on private schools and use the money to hire 6,500 teachers in the state sector, incidentally. And you can hear our look back at the scandals of the area's MPs through the ages in last week's edition of the Planet Reigate podcast. Well, there's a 2-day strike by healthcare assistants at East Surrey Hospital this past week. More than 350 staff at Surrey and Sussex Healthcare NHS Trust were in a dispute over back pay. So let me tell you what the story is, and you can decide whose side you're on this. And of course, that's a bit tribalistic, isn't it, whose side you're on, because usually there's a bit of a grey area. But members of the Unison Union at East Surrey Hospital in Redhill, plus also Crawley Hospital and Horsham Hospital, say they've been carrying out work beyond their pay grade for years. A spokesperson for the trust says it was disappointed a pay offer had not been accepted, and this action is taking place while the grievance process is ongoing. So what's behind it all? Well, striking staff are on band 2 of their pay scale, which means they should only do personal care tasks such as washing and bathing or feeding patients. But staff say they've been carrying out clinical duties, which is above their pay grade and on a higher banding. Things like taking blood samples and things like that. So the union says the trust had agreed to reband those healthcare assistants, but what they're not agreeing to, apparently according to the union, is to give them what they owe them and back pay them for the work they've already done in the past. And they said that amounts to around about £40 a week. Additional strike dates have been set for the 25th and 26th of July. The union says it's still open to talks next week to avoid further action, and the trust says they're working closely with those members of staff and their union to find a resolution as soon as possible. More on that story on the BBC website. A driving instructor says he's on a one-man crusade to fix the roads around Redhill Aerodrome Driving Centre. do you know that neck of the woods? There's some twisty-turny roads around there, aren't there? And I'm just trying to think of what more. There road signs? Miss it? Well, I'll tell you the story. The guy is Martin Pitchley. He told Surrey Live that he was shocked at the road conditions in Redhill. He talks about unreadable road markings, overgrown hedges, blocking speed signs, and poor road conditions. Surrey County Council's Highways Maintenance Officer said the vegetation covering road signs are actually going to be removed as part of a rural cutback in Earlswood and Reigate South on July the 19th, so later on this coming week. Fixing chevrons and replacing speed signs have also been requested. But Martin Pitchley says students who are just about to take their driving test come out of the centre. They don't know what the speed limit is on that road. He says a speed sign has been knocked over and lying down in a hedge for over 6 months. And outside the driving test centre, it is in fact, okay, do you know what the speed limit is there? You can picture the stretch of road I'm talking about. The speed limit is 40 miles an hour. That sounds pretty high to me. Martin says there's no signage until a good few hundred yards up the road, and it's an unsafe speed for that road. It's got so many sharp bends and big lorries. Yeah, it has got a lot of sharp bends, hasn't it? He says it's not really fair for the students going up to the test centre and taking their test with all of these problems on the road. Well, Martin's been speaking to the local Democracy Reporting Service, and you'll be able to read more about this on getsurrey.co.uk. He says the council's had enough time to fix the issues and wants to see change. He says, I just want this issue to be resolved so students can go up to their driving test, get a fair test, and members of the public aren't going to get hit by a speeding car. Well, that sounds reasonable, doesn't it? Surrey County Council say we appreciate the concerns raised, and our highways officers have been in communication with the individual to talk through the issues. Well, next time you go around that neck of the woods, you'll be able to see whether in fact anything has changed on Kings Mill Lane. Have you ever fancied owning your own pub, or at least kind of contributing to owning your own pub? In June 2024, the Station Pub in Nutfield was added to Tandridge District Council's Register of Assets of Community Values, an ACV. And it was all in response to an application made by Nutfield Parish Council. Yeah, the Planet Reigate podcast does include Nutfield, and that means they need a planning application to change their use or demolish them. And if the owner decides to sell, they've got to tell the local authority first of all, and then the community has got 6 months to raise the funds needed to buy it. You can tell where I'm going with this. And a social media post this week saying, we're privileged to live in a village that has a proud track record of community groups and events, and the key motivation in registering the pub as an ACV is that it gives us an opportunity to at least try to keep it as a pub, to improve the services it offers and possibly incorporate other community-based activities. Yeah, there are lots of pubs which have got other things going on in them, either run by the community or run by foresighted publicans, landlords or chains. I mean, sometimes they have little village stores in them, don't they? Sometimes banking hubs, sometimes post offices or libraries, that kind of thing. So a community purchase is just one option, several others to explore as well, and 6 months, not really much time to mobilise action locally and if need be to raise enough funds to actually buy that building. So that post goes on. We're looking to do some preliminary work just to explore different options, and this will need specific knowledge and expertise. Well, we've certainly got that in this neck of the woods, haven't we? We've got all sorts of skilled people, either with their hands or with their brains, and some clever people have got both. And for the moment, they say they're looking for volunteers with the following skills to help with the early stage investigations. So, are you interested? Do you want to get involved with this? Do you have a background in things like legal issues, finance and funding? Maybe you are or have been a land agent or a surveyor. Do you have industry knowledge or experience with pubs and so on? Do you know a bit about marketing and communications? Can you write press releases and flyers and things like that? If you've got expertise and you want to register an interest in being involved, or if you've got any comments ahead of a wider consultation, you can email stationpubactiongroup@gmail.com. reigate.com. They'll be really, really pleased to hear from you. Well, on Monday, the Hangar 9 Cafe opened. Yeah, it's the new cafe at Redhill Aerodrome. They say it's a tribute to the rich aviation heritage of Hangar 9 and the broader aerodrome by offering a carefully curated breakfast menu, exceptional coffee and a welcoming atmosphere steeped in history. We honour the past while creating a vibrant space for the present and the future. Of course, the old cafe closed down several months ago now, didn't it? And we were waiting to see whether a new one would appear in its wake. They say a breakfast menu. Well, I'm presuming that's going to come because the menu at the moment, looking at their website, crisps, pastries, cakes, ice cream, hot drinks, tea, cold drinks, smoothies, milkshakes, paninis and sandwiches. Well, obviously you can have sandwiches for breakfast, but it's not really a breakfast menu. And I know a lot of people did go there for breakfast and for brunches and lunches and things like that, for cooked meals. So maybe that's coming a little bit later down the line, or down the runway, I should say. Their website says our cafe's location at Redhill Aerodrome is a unique advantage, allowing us to cater to both local residents and visitors from afar. We offer amenities such as free Wi-Fi, charging stations and a cosy reading nook stocked with aviation literature, enhancing the overall customer experience. Whether you're a pilot, an aviation enthusiast or a local resident, our cafe is the place where history and hospitality converge, providing a unique and memorable experience for all. So it's really good that local people are going to be allowed to go onto the aerodrome site to go to that cafe. I've been there, well, haven't we all, a number of times over the years. I remember sitting there. Was it last summer? I think it was last summer with the other half, and watching the planes go off and digging into some sandwiches and things, and just kind of sitting there and relaxing and watching some kids play and say, "Oh, that's the BBC News helicopter. Oh, that's the air ambulance," and things like that, and just watching them come into land and take off. It's a fun old time, isn't it? So, what do we know about Redhill Aerodrome? It's an historic aviation hub with the storied past, dating back to its establishment in 1933. And it was originally built to serve the needs of the Redhill Flying Club, and quickly became a focal point for aviation enthusiasts and professionals. And Hangar 9 is one of the aerodrome's iconic structures. It actually began operations back in 1934 for the club, and obviously a base for early aviation activities. And of course, nowadays, I mentioned the BBC News helicopter and the air ambulance and lots of other commercial aviation services are there, as well as the helicopters, fixed wing charter services. They've also got a training school there for flyers, for pilots, aircraft maintenance and so on, private aircraft, so all sorts of people going out of there, professionals, recreationals as well. And all of that history behind it. So Hangar 9, they say, is open for business, so you may want to go down there. If you want to check out some more details, hangar9cafe.co.uk. The 9 is a digit. Hangar, Hangar. I only say that because I misspelt it the first time. Hangar9cafe.co.uk. Hangar. Sound like Pamela from Gavin and Stacey there. Korea, well, we got one cafe opened. We got a restaurant opening now. A Korean Japanese eatery, Kokoro, is now open in Cage Yard. That's near Morrison's in Reigate. There's already a Kokoro, isn't there, in Redhill? Another one up the way, further down the A25 in that town called I can't really bring myself to. All right then, Dorking, and you can eat in or take away at Kokoro. What does Kokoro mean? Do you know what does Kokoro mean? Kokoro. It means heart, soul, and spirit. So why is the restaurant called Kokoro? They say we put our heart, soul and spirit into the food that we make for our customers. So we've got a cafe that's opened, a restaurant that's opened, and also, what about this? Nissau or Nissau or Nisso? How are you pronouncing it? In Reigate. They are 1 year old. They say we couldn't have asked for a better welcome from you all, and we've enjoyed every single part so far. We're hoping many more years to come at their new home in Reigate. If you haven't popped in, they say we'd love to see you, and for all that have and continuing to support us, thank you. We couldn't do anything without your support and visits. So congratulations to that 1 year old. We've got another brand new restaurant opening up as well. We're excited to share that we're opening a new restaurant, the Kerala in Reigate, on July the 12th. So if you haven't been in there yet, then of course get in there soon. Opening today as I record this Friday. We specialise in authentic South Indian cuisine. We'd be thrilled if you could mention us on your podcast, they say. Well, of course, guys, I'm hoping for I don't know, a free bowl of plain rice next time I pop in. Don't want to push me luck. Thank you for considering our restaurant, the Kerala. If you don't know where that is, it's 25 to 29 Church Street. That doesn't mean much to anyone, does it? 25 to 29 Church Street in Reigate. So I can tell you exactly where it is. It's behind Boots the Opticians. If you want to book up details, 01737 238951. So Kerala Restaurant reached out, got in touch on Insta DM. So thanks very much indeed for that, guys, and congratulations to you. Wish you a long and happy future in the town. However, we've got a bit of sad news. Mentioned a cafe and restaurants which have opened. And we've got this news in. It's with a heavy heart that we've had to announce that we'll be going to be closing New Leaf Coffee Shop down there at Woodhatch, the other side of Cockshot Hill. The coffee shop's last day of trading will be Saturday. Yeah, this Saturday the 13th. That they say we're truly sorry we're having to close. We're not able to give our coffee shop customers more notice either. School holidays are our quietest time, and we must also this summer spend as much time as we can as a family. It also coincides with a couple of the New Leaf team due to start new careers or further education, so we'll have least impact on our excellent team. Sending our love and thanks to all of our community. We truly hope that you can all understand and respect this difficult decision. Max and Karen, we wish you all the best. Now, it's only the coffee shop that's closing. The other part of that kind of double-fronted store is not closing, so the sustainability shop is still there. And I remember speaking to Karen on episode 1 of the Planet Reigate podcast, nearly a year ago now, Karen? And we went down there, had a look at the sustainability shop, and also went into the coffee shop as well, and I've been in there since as well. Guys, we wish you every best wish for the future. Okay, let's go to the Belfry now. This summer, they say, we want to see what you're buying. It doesn't mean that the security staff are going to have a nose in your bag. Nothing like that. They say they've created a special Belfry content creation corner. All the C's there to film or take photos of your Belfry haul. So the idea is that you go along, you do some shopping, and then you film a haul video, HAUL video, a haul video, and you take your followers, your fans, your supporters, and also the Belfry as well, through an unboxing, or maybe put everything out on a flat lay and things like that, maybe hold things up. I would suggest you don't start changing your clothes in the Belfry shop. Not there in the no, I wouldn't do that. But upload whatever you capture onto social media. Use the hashtag. I'm doing that thing with the two fingers on both hands, making a hashtag. Use the hashtag Belfry Haul, all one word, obviously, it's a hashtag. And the best post will win £100 in Belfry shopping vouchers to spend on another new haul. And that content creation corner, I have seen it. It's on the lower level. It's just by the stairs there, between M&S and Waterstones on the lower level. So what could it be? Maybe you've bought some new clothes, books, stationery, health, beauty. Maybe you've had your nails done. You could do a close-up of the nails. Maybe you've got some text, whatever you bag of treats that you've got, or maybe just one or two items. Capture it in any way you want to enter hashtag Belfry Haul, and you could win £100 worth of vouchers. Now, what do you reckon to that pedestrian tunnel between the Toby Carvery on Redstone Hill in Redhill and Marketfield Way? Well, the East Redhill Residents Association have been in conversation with Red Rug. That's the Reigate, Redhill and District Rail Users Group. the Community Rail Partnership and local councillors to see whether they can all get together to improve the condition of that pedestrian tunnel and maybe have some community artwork, maybe a mural depicting local scenes inside. Do you support that idea? Do you reckon it's going to be a good one? Could you get involved? Do you have some kind of expertise? If you do, Sharon would like to hear from you. Sharon at southeastcrp.org. So that's a Community Rail Partnership, isn't it? Sharon, normal spelling, at southeastcrp.org to register your support. And they say simply, the more support we get, the more likely it is that the project will go ahead. Talking about clearing things up and cleaning things up, I can tell you about the Reigate Business Guild, which was out and about in Reigate last weekend. They say thank you to those guild members and local residents for joining us for our litter pick in the town centre. They say the next litter pick is planned for Sunday the 6th of October from 9:30. So you can put that date in your diary if you're going to be free then. Thank you to the Business Guild members, also Tim Greenwood and Associates, friends of Reigate Business Guild, Guild Director Caroline Clark, House of Building, WS Planning and Architecture, Reigate Psychology Service, Limpio Managed Services, Stanton Property Construction Limited. It's good to give them all a load of support, isn't it? And a bit of a shout out on the Planet Reigate podcast. At Robinson's 1992 PSDS and local residents for getting involved, helping to keep one of the Planet Reigate towns spick and span just ahead of the school halls. Monica says, a while back, she says, I got such a wonderful response to my plan of starting up a musical theatre choir, and the idea is now a reality. We're starting up in September. Feel free to check it out and to sign up. No experience required, but plenty of solo opportunities for the more experienced singer. Me, I would hide in a choir, probably at the back, mouthing the words. Bit like that, what is it, John Redwood? Mouthing the words to the Welsh National Anthem on that video. Where? It's going to be room 1 and 2 in St Mary's Church Hall in Chart Lane. When? Well, it's all going to start off Tuesday the 24th of September. Yeah, it's another choir in our local area. There's going to be 12 sessions ahead of Christmas from September, 7:45 to 9:15. You want some more details on that? You want to sign up? singspacechoir.com/Reigate if you want some more details on that. Do you know about St Nicholas Church in Charlwood? Well, a community group is making a set of 3 appliqued wall hangings there. The first one being created is of St Christopher carrying Jesus. They say well on the way to completing it, with more sewing and minor amendments being made each time we meet. And the second is going to be St Nicholas, with the final one of St Margaret. Now, all sorts of sessions are booked for August and September, and the group meet in the St Nicholas Room in Charlwood. The Nicholas Room, Charlwood. And the next stage is to frame the wall hanging onto a binding before stitching tabs so it can be hung up in the church. If you are interested, Sarah would like to hear from you. Sarah Parks Young, 07752 90 20 20. Sarah's got one of those fantastic phone numbers. 07752 90 20 20. It's the St Nicholas Church Wall Hangings Project, if you want to know a little bit more about that. And you heard about it on the Planet Reigate podcast. In our sports, join us. That is the appeal from Reigate Priory softball cricket team. They're looking for new members of all ages and abilities. I say all ages, age 15 and above. And they say you can join their training sessions at Park Lane, Reigate, Tuesdays from 7 through till 8:30. More information, rpladyllamas@gmail.com. Always amuses me when I read about the llamas, lady or indeed otherwise. RegatePrioryCC.co.uk. Also, 2024-25 season new player recruitment is ongoing for the Royal Earlswood FC. They're thereafter the under-15s, year 10 from September. They're looking for new players to join their friendly, successful under-15s team. All abilities welcome, just turn up. And their training is at Monotype Sports and Social Club on Honeycrock Lane every Wednesday between 6:30 and 7:30. Who'd you get in touch with, Peter? I can tell you, CaseyNO8@gmail.com. Casey with a C, CASEYNO, I think it's an O rather than a 0, digit 8@gmail.com. I tell you what, it may be easier to give you the number 07368 219 141. Got something else to tell you about here. You remember a couple of weeks ago we told you, staying with football, about Reigate Wanderers, who held a charity football match recently to raise money for the Shooting Stars Children's Hospice. Well, they sent me an update. They say it went really well. Thanks very much indeed for mentioning it on the show. Managed to raise over £1,000. So they say that means we've raised £2,100 in the last year. So congratulations to them. The match ended 5-4 to Reigate Wanderers, with Jago Cable of Reigate Wanderers and Rob Cheel of Pilgrim All-Stars getting man of the match for some great defensive performances, not to mention an honourable mention of Joe Stev, who got a hat-trick for Reigate Wanderers as well. Congratulations to all of you. From football to rugby, and Old Reigations Rugby Club, they've got a bit of good news. They're delighted that their club honorary secretary, Colts manager, general all-round club supporter Kate Berinda Ross was recognised at the Surrey Rugby Awards last week, getting the More Than a Game award. And they say, thank you, Kate, for all that you do. And we can certainly say we agree with that on the Planet Reigate podcast. Got some weather stats coming through. Summer so far has been a bit of a washout, hasn't it? Let's see what our resident expert Professor Weather says on his printout. Here we go. Yeah, well, it doesn't come as much of a surprise. The Prof says we've recorded our second wettest start to the month, with 23.2 millimetres of rain so far, up till last Sunday, the 7th. Frankly, I'm surprised it's not more. The average is 8.9 millimetres from the 1st to the 6th of July. So the average is 8.9. We had 23.2. Lordy, lordy. The average for the whole month is 54.2 millimetres. So we've had 43% of that already. Last Friday, cast your mind to what you were doing last Friday, the 5th. Were you getting ready for a fair or a fete? Yeah? And you looked out of the window and you slapped your forehead and you thought, no, please make it stop. Please make it stop. Last Friday the 5th was the 9th wettest July day in Reigate, recorded by Professor Weather. And not only has it been the second wettest start to July in Reigate, it's also the coldest start to the month at an average of 14.9. Where's the sun gone? Go to the lost and found. We're nearly 3 degrees Celsius below the average. And the average for Reigate in this month is usually 17.7 degrees Celsius. So it's not going at all well, is it, frankly? Travel and weather together on the Planet Reigate podcast. Part of the M25 is closed this weekend for a full weekend to allow for further works. So it's junctions 10 to 11, closed from 9 p.m. tonight, Friday the 12th, to 6 a.m. Monday the 15th. It's all because of that bridge they're putting in at the roundabout at junction 10. It's the third of 5 full weekend closures of the M25 to take place. There's another couple due before the year is out. That diversion route from our direction, exit the M25 at 10, take the exit to the northbound A3, go to Paynes Hill Junction and then head towards Woking and Byfleet, and then you go down the A320 to the M25 junction 11. And also I can tell you about that as part of Surrey County Council's commitment to improving roads and pavements, Linkfield Lane, Redhill, has been selected for pavement works. So the work's going to start tomorrow, Saturday the 13th, for 50 days, Monday to Friday, 9:30 to 2:30, and the road is going to be closed from Daneshill to the A25 Station Road roundabout, west side, and outside number 37 to Lewis Court entrance on the east side. So only 1 footway is going to be worked on at any one time. The work outside the school is going to be carried out during the school holidays, so a bit of sense there. And they say we're going to make sure you can get to and from your house or business when it is safe to do so. So if you need to do that, speak to a member of staff on site. They say it's our intention to construct a new raised zebra crossing outside St Joseph's, the school, and to resurface part of Linkfield Lane from Flint Close to Station Road roundabout during the same period to minimise disruption. So they're putting various works all together at the same time, which makes sense. Currently we're finalising the arrangements with contractors. Further details will be made available and will be delivered to all residents. So if you're in that neck of the woods, expect another missive from the County Council coming to you over the next few days if you haven't had it already. And usually they put up those notices, don't they? Tie them with string or those plastic ties on the lampposts and so on around the area, or somebody on site I'm sure will be able to help you as well.
The Good Time Guide. Things to do and places to go on the Planet Reigate podcast.
And that stretch of road outside on Linkfield Lane there, it's just beyond Donning. It's kind of on that Donning section, isn't it, there? That is terrible. I've been up there a few times. My car is quite low. It's a bit of a sporty number. And it means I have to go dead slow over that rough road. There's some rough stretches of road, aren't there, in our neck of the woods, dear. We should do something like a kind of pothole patrol, shouldn't we, really? On the way, we're going to be mentioning some summer clubs which are upcoming in the not too distant future, i.e. the summer in the school halls. Planet Reigate Stars on the way as well, and our 60-second soundscape. But first of all, here's our second stint at the Good Time Guys, giving you things to do and places to go across the Planet Reigate area over the course of Monday through until next Saturday. So Monday the 15th of July, there's a brush party which is happening at the Market Stores in Reigate. It's a unique and fun night out. Come on your own or with friends, grab a drink and a paintbrush as we walk you step by step through creating your own masterpiece. It's between 7 and 10 in the evening. Painting Summer of Love, that's going to be the theme. So they say do turn up, and you can get some more information, brushparty.co.uk, and search for that event happening in Reigate on Monday. Tuesday the 16th at the Archway Theatre in Hawley is brassed off, so strikes, cost of living crisis and community morale at an all-time low, except it's 1994. And the idea is that it's all set, well, you know brassed off, don't you? I'm sure you do. You've seen the film. In the Yorkshire mining town of Grimley, band leader Danny's dreams of leading the Colliery Brass Band to victory in the National Championships at the Albert Hall seem out of tune with reality. See what they did as workers choose between picket lines and redundancy packages. But when flugelhorn playing, Gloria returns to her hometown. Who was Gloria in the film? I'm trying to remember who Gloria was. Heads are turned, spirits are raised, and the band get their umpire back. But what's the real reason for Gloria coming back? And can a community that's fighting to maintain dignity and hope survive another set of betrayals? Brassed off, you know the award-winning film. Now you can see the acclaimed stage play as well. It's happening at the Archway Theatre in Hawley, and tell you what, we've been hearing from Greg Field, who's the director. Take it away, Greg.
You think you might know Brassed Off from the film of the 90s, but this stage play has everything that the film had, but gives you so much more. It's got really intimate, dramatic moments, it's got romance, it's got tragedy, and it also gives you brass band music live on stage. The writer of the play, Paul Allen, has done a really great job adapting it for the stage. He has created the town of Grimley and every aspect that you can imagine he has included in the script. This is a really important story to be told today. It's the 40th anniversary of the miners' strike, and this play is about a community who are still affected by the closures of the pits, and they themselves face the tragedy of having their colliery shut down. Whilst this is going on, the band leader Danny dreams of taking the brass band of the colliery to the Royal Albert Hall. So is his dream out of tune with the reality of everyone else in the town? Watch the play and find out. This is a really great story of hope and dignity, overcoming betrayal and tragedy. Come and see Brastoff, listen to the music, let it take you off to the Yorkshire Dales and see for yourself.
And I really particularly enjoyed saying the word flugelhorn a few moments ago. I don't think I've ever said that on air or on a podcast before. And Gloria, yeah, of course, Gloria was played by Tara Fitzgerald. Allow me a moment. Right, yeah, back to reality. I can tell you that the Planet Reigate podcast is proud to be official media partner with the Archway Theatre in Horley. For more information and booking details, go to archwaytheatre.com or phone 0333 666 3366. I'm in a moment. The Redhill Business Guild is having a meeting, and that is going to be on Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday the 16th of July. It's at the Harlequin Pop-Up in the Belfry in Redhill. All sorts of people are going to be speaking there. You can learn about a few local businesses and also what's happening in the town as well. So if you've got an interest, then you do need to search for Redhill Business Guild online and tell them that you're interested in going along. You can go along for free for the first one, and after that they do kind of say, understandably, you know, what about putting your hand in your pocket and actually joining up here? But it is well worth doing because you do get to learn what is going on in the local area. I mean, obviously you do that anyway via the Planet Reigate podcast, but you can go along there and you can hear various kind of pitches and presentations. They're really short. You can mingle with other people, a bit of networking going on, and you get to have a free drink as well. I say free, obviously it's paid for out of the subs, so you get the idea with that. Jamie Amos is a name you know because we featured him, we heard from him in episode 32 of the Planet Reigate podcast. He's a young musician and a local mentor as well, goes into local schools and produces music and is heavily involved with the new music scene locally. And Jamie has been telling me there's a fantastic opportunity for any budding songwriters out there because there's a songwriting camp which is coming to Bower Hill Farm and it's going to be free for the day. Yeah, absolutely. Free. And you can camp there as well. That's available with a donation. But the whole idea is that it starts on Tuesday the 16th of July. It's also another event on the 23rd and August the 2nd, 3rd and 20th as well. And to all intents and purposes, Jamie is going to be leading a songwriting camp. So you can go along there, you can learn some of the techniques. It's not as basic, is it, as just writing a poem and then putting it to music. There's a different kind of structure about the verses and the choruses and how you come in and how you finish off and the whole, yeah, you know, it's not just the lyrics either, obviously it's songwriting. So if you're interested in that, or maybe you know a young person who is, it's a little bit different, it is free. Jamie is the person behind it, jamieamos.co.uk if you want some more details on that, amos.co.uk. Pleased to give him a plug, friend of the show. Thanks, Jamie. Wednesday the 17th of July, East Surrey Walkers Group have got an event at Brockham, and you're meeting in Brockham Village by the village pump there. And you can use their car park or you can find parking in the village, and it's a different walk from the usual Brockham circuit. This one is a figure of 8 around Betchworth Golf Course and local farms as well, followed by a lovely circuit to Betchworth and back close to the River Mole, far-reaching views, and actually they're going to be finishing off in a local pub at the Grumpy Mole. Fish pie. If I ever go to the Grumpy Mole, it's the fish pie for me, on the Inn on the Green. So you can use the Grumpy Mole car park, that's what I'm saying, if you're going to be staying there to eat afterwards. Starting time 10 o'clock in the morning, finishing time at 1 p.m, 5.5 miles or thereabouts, leisurely walk. Contact Helen, who's leading it all, 07940 50 8443. There's a way to saying phone numbers, isn't there? Let me say that in a different way. 07940 508 443. Okay, that's on Wednesday. Thursday, the 18th of July, is a yoga class. Thursdays, 7 to 8:15 at Buckland Park Lake. It's a new yoga class there. And they say, been teaching now for over a decade and currently training in Kundalini yoga. And it's brilliant. Yoga is the most versatile and abundant form of practice around. It incorporates so many different aspects of well-being and has something to offer everyone. It's not just the movement itself. It could be breath work, could be meditation. So, are you interested in yoga and Kundalini yoga? Could change the way how you feel on an energetic and emotional level. What is Kundalini yoga? It's often referred to as the yoga of awareness. It works with a carefully curated set of exercises that can include breath work, hand gestures, spoken word, meditation, and movement, often repetitive and held for longer periods than other styles of yoga to achieve a specific outcome. That sounds a bit different, doesn't it? Are you interested? 7 to 8:15, couple of classes this month. Thursday the 18th of July is the next one. So if you're interested, ncyoga.co.uk. As I say with all of these, if you miss any details or if something doesn't quite make sense, get in touch with me and I'll pass on the details to you on a one-to-one basis.
Email hello@theplanetreigatepodcast.com.
Well, talking of yoga, what about a pregnancy relaxation evening, also happening on the 18th? This one at St John Church Community Hall in Redhill, 7:15 to 8:30. Calm, relaxed space, an opportunity to relax, unwind with other mums-to-be, and you can share your pregnancy journey if you want to as well. And also you can hear a little talk about a birth topic, a bit of education, also practice breathing techniques as well, and you'll finish the session with a nice deep relaxation. Unwind, connect with your body and your baby to be. If you want, then you can these tickets sometimes nowadays, don't know whether you know, via Ticket Tailor, yeah, buytickets.at/beyourownbirth is the way to go, or Becca, BECCA, at beyourownbirth.co.uk. As well as our Monday to Friday look, we also look forward to the next Saturday as well, so you've got a bit of advance notice. And Bletchfest's Music in the Meadow at Grange Meadow, Bletchingley. Yeah, we sometimes give Bletchingley a bit of a shout out as well, because it does come into RH1. Bletchingley gets bigger and better every year. This year's event has got 3 great bands: Los Doritos, Jungle Brew, and also Something Like That. With gates opening at 5 p.m, Music in the Meadow is probably one of the region's best value outdoor music festivals. General admission £10 for seniors, £5 for juniors, no hidden transaction charge, and parking is free. Tickets are on sale now. Go to bletchfest.org. You can find out more information on the bands and you can book your place as well. Horse Hills Riding for the Disabled group. I several years ago did quite a bit of work for the Riding for Disabled group, the one near Epsom, as it happened. Fun dog show at Lye. It's all part of their flower show at Lye Recreation Ground. Saturday the 20th at 2 o'clock, £3 entry per class. Fun classes with prizes including the prettiest bitch and most handsome dog, best veteran, best trick, best puppy, best rescue, dog the judge would most like to take home, and the best in show as well. So winners from the previous classes. If you're interested in that, I know a certain dog that would really be the best trickster my little dog Loopy. Not my dog, but a dog I know called Loopy. Oh, Loopy. Miss you, Loops. Hope you're well. If you're interested in that, the live flower show. So let's tell you a bit more about the live flower show. So the Country Fair, Saturday the 20th at the Recreation Ground, as previously mentioned, from 12 noon. There's going to be a tea tent bar, food court, craft stalls, jazz band, rock choir, children's entertainment and rides, classic vehicles, demonstrations, and stand back, chainsaw carving as well. Free parking is going to be going on there. Little Pickles Market is back in Reigate this month for a nearly new sale for baby and children's clothes, toys and accessories. Saturday the 20th, 10 till half 11 at Reigate Park Church, £1 entry for adults, and Little Pickles go free. Book your ticket online or pay cash on the door. The events are cash only, so please bring cash and you pay individual sellers for those items. So if you're interested in that, littlepicklesmarket.co.uk/Surrey.
Planet Reigate Stars, thanking local heroes who are out of this world.
And those stars could be anywhere in your walk of life. They could be somebody that you pay to help you. They could be a next door neighbour. It could be a total stranger, or it could be a member of staff. Here is this week's Planet Reigate Star Award. Hello, I was the crazy lady in Sainsbury's who got her trolley stuck on the travel later earlier. I'm so sorry for the inconvenience. I just wanted to thank the lovely people who took the time to help me out. I really do appreciate it a lot. And to the gentleman that works at Sainsbury's who made sure I made it to the top safely. It's such a privilege to live in a community where people help one another out. Not a lot of people would help you. So thank you all once again. So if you helped that lady on the travel later at Sainsbury's, if you were that member of staff or maybe a complete stranger passing by, you all deserve a sprinkle of stardust from the Planet Reigate Star Awards. Okay, our regular look at various summer holiday clubs. Advance notice, things that are happening on weekdays for young people over the course of the summer. And here we go. Monday 22nd July, Step in Time Theatre School. They have a holiday club for children aged 4 to 12. 3 weeks filled with fun and popular themes, they say. The Greatest Showman, week 1. Movie Mania, week 2. Matilda, week 3. And they say operating hours are 8 till 3. Early drop-off available. Late pick-up available as well. 22nd of July to the 26th. 29th of July to the 2nd of August, and the 5th of August through to the 9th of August, and that's all happening at Lime Tree Primary School. And there are various prices, but essentially they say your children can learn how to sing, dance and act, build confidence, make new friends, have lots of fun, singing, dancing, acting lessons. Lessons are taught by industry professionals, they say, as well. And slime talent show, arts and crafts, clay making, live show, t-shirt designing, chocolate making, all sorts of things are going on. So you want to go to bookwen.com and then look for Step-in Time Theatre School. Summer holiday fun at Gatton Park, Forest Fun. Woodland crafts and enjoy a snack around the campfire, 2 to 7 years, £10 a child, 10 till 12 or 1:30 to 3:30. Monday the 22nd, Thursday 25th, Monday the 29th, Monday the 5th, Monday the 12th, Thursday the 15th and Monday the 19th of August. Also, summer holiday trails and tales. You can listen to a popular story and go for a walk in the park to bring it to life and create artwork linked to the story as well. 2 to 4 year olds, 10 to 11:30, 1:30 to 3, £8.50 a child, featuring on various dates the Very Hungry Caterpillar, the Gruffalo, the Tiger Who Came to Tea, the Singing Mermaid, the Singing Mermaid's on my birthday. So you may want to look up details for that. Oh, one more here on another page. Room on a Broom. And also Deer Zoo as well. So if you want some more details about all of those, check out Gatton Park. They'll have all the details for you on that one. Wednesday the 24th, summer camps start for Kids Critters. 24th and 30th of July, 20th and 26th of August. It's all based in Brockham, 9 till 12, £35 a head. Hang out with the critters, learn and create magnificent masterpieces as well. Tiffany at kidscritters.co.uk. They have details for you there. Summer holidays, Wednesday the 24th to Friday the 26th of July. It's a Wild Thing. Monday the 29th to Friday the 2nd of August. Forest School and Friends. The 5th to the 9th of August, Carnival Circus Fun. And the 12th to the 16th of August, Made and Baked with Love. So various events going on. 8 till 1, 1 till 6 or 8 to 6 p.m. Various hours, various prices. Is all happening at Reigate Parish Church Primary School. All food included, so that may be useful for you. The Kids Clubs Family.com or 07733 740 242 for more details on that. Another one here for you. Minds in Motion holiday camp at Reigate Priory Junior School. Dates 29th of July to the 2nd of August and then the 5th to the 9th. Details mindsinmotionhc@gmail.com or check out mindsinmotionholidaycamp.co.uk. Reigate Roses have various holiday camps going on. Netball training for years 2 to 13, so that's ages 6 to 18. 29th of July, 10 till half 2, overseen by ex-England shooter Lynn Hook. A fun play and train like a pro day. And the 28th of August, 10 till half 2, £25. A pre-season camp focusing on being ready to attack the new season with gusto. Those camps will be taking place at the Hawthorne School. You can email to register your space ReigateRosesNetball@gmail.com. Tuesday the 6th of August, summer holiday camps for children in Reigate, Redhill and Merstham. 12 days to choose from for children aged between 4 and 10. Specific age groups, obviously. From indoor full-day musical theatre and dance camps to outdoor classes in Reigate Priory Park with contingency plans if the weather turns sour. ReigateSchoolOfBallet.com for information on that. Thursday the 8th of August, Athletics Kids have summer camps, ages 3 to 6 and 7 till 10, all happening between 10 and 1. It's happening at St Bede's School in Redhill in August, the 8th, the 12th and the 20th. And you can book now. AthleticsKids.com. Athletics has an X on the end and Kids has a Z on the end. AthleticsKids.com. You can book now. Monday the 12th of August, join the fun at the Musical Theatre Summer Holiday Camp. It's an exciting and enriching activity for your kids this summer. 12th to the 16th of August at St John's Primary School in Redhill, 4 to 13-year-olds. Let your children unleash their creativity and shine on stage with the SCTA Theatre Academy's Music Theatre Summer Holiday Club. That's a mouthful. It offers a week full of singing, dancing, acting and making new friends. Whether they're budding performers or just trying to look out for something new, this club is perfect for all experiences. Daily workshops with experienced instructors, fun games and activities to build confidence, arts and crafts sessions, a special performance at the end of the week for family and friends, and all materials will be provided. If you want more details, info at sctatheatreacademy.co.uk. Tuesday the 13th of August, there's a summer holiday art club with a Treasure Island theme. 13th, 14th, 15th of August and the 21st and 22nd of August at the Watercolour Community Space. £35 a day between 9 and 3. Bookings via kimventer at gmail.com, KIMVENTER at gmail.com or 07590 210 178. Another one for you here. Monday the 19th of August, Merstham Football Club have a summer holiday course for boys and girls aged 4 to 14, led by Jamie De Cruz, the first team manager of Merstham Football Club, along with qualified coaches, including members of Merstham's first team squad as well. So it's the 19th to the 23rd of August, and week 2, the 27th of August to the 30th at Merstham Football Club on Weldon Way between 9 and 3 o'clock. Info at merstamfc.com. August the 20th, they're thrilled to announce a lineup of exciting summer holiday workshops at the Stage Studio Reigate. They say this year we've curated a variety of fun-filled activities designed to engage and entertain children of all ages. Details, well, the 20th of August, TikTok Street Dance Workshop between 11 and 2:30 for 10-year-old plus. A Pokemon workshop on the 21st of August at 11:30 through till 2:30 for ages 5 to 12. Descendants workshop on the 22nd, 11:30 to 2:30 for ages 5 to 12, 25 per person. Dive into the world of Descendants with a workshop full of dancing, acting and creative crafts. A fantastic experience for all Disney enthusiasts. Yeah, each workshop will promise a variety of engaging activities, including games, dancing, crafts, acting and much, much more. And it's an excellent way for children to explore their interests, make new friends and have a blast during the school summer halls of Focus House, Very Yoga, Bell Street in Reigate. More details, thestagestudio.reigate.com about-3. But I'm sure if you just go to thestagestudio.reigate.com, you'll find all the details there. And that concludes our roundup of summer holiday activities that we know at the moment for your little ones. But stay tuned to the Planet Reigate podcast over the forthcoming weeks, because other events will surely come into Planet Reigate HQ, and we'll let you know about them as soon as we know about them.
Support us at buymeacoffee.com/The Planet Reigate podcast. The 60-second soundscape. Local natural sounds, uninterrupted.
Before we go, at the end of the show, natural sounds from a place you know. Last week we were at a church in Reigate. This week at St Michael's in Betchworth at noon. With coal tit, blue tit and great tit.
The Planet Reigate podcast was produced and presented by Peter Stewart.